As I grow older, the one thing that becomes clearer to me each and every day is that I don't owe anyone a thing, and neither do you. I've seen a lot of people pollute their potential after sipping from the well of entitlement. This is certainly true of many of the people I've been associated with over the years, even my own son. What they need to understand is that you should never feel like the world owes you anything. It doesn't. You must accept that it's all on you. That might seem like a very cynical way to view the world, but I would argue that it's actually liberating. You can only feel betrayal when you feel like you're owed something from someone. You can only feel resentment when you had expectations for assistance. When you accept that it's all on you, only then can you finally be free to focus 100% on being the best version of yourself.
What I do, because I don't give a fuck. One or two people side with it, and them the one or two people that's rolling with me. I'm not looking at the majority. I told y'all from day one, the majority's not gonna side with you. I'm only gonna get subscribers here and there, and that's cool. I'd rather have 50 killers than 1,000 soldiers. Yeah. So they always gonna be mad. Welcome. Welcome.
That's just how it is. You have to check this out. Because we're warning guys about the bad woman, which now has pretty much leveraged most of the world. So the type of woman that is good is pretty much slim. We're not teaching hate. We're teaching understanding.
Relationships with old baggage and penalizing the new person for what the old person did. You just limit yourself from meeting a new person. You know what I mean? You drag old incidents right on into a new situation.
In the other communities, because they attack us, they attack the poor. That's part of their plan, to get the poor people that got money to spend. That shit don't even sound right.
Well, it's always an experiment.
That got money to spend. Like, so y'all gonna play on our intelligence. If you calling us poor, then obviously we shouldn't have money to spend. But this is how they look at us and they program us. And people
well, psychological warfare has always been the silent. I call it silent wars of psychological warfare because.
I'm gonna be safe, bro. I'm just chilling. I'm gonna add you right now.
Keep your ass in the house, bro. All right, man.
Oh, I am.
Much love, man. Much love, man.
All right, brother. Peace.
The dating age with social media, where women get bored at the drop of a hat because they got hundreds of guys that they beck and call online, Instagram, DMs, Facebook, whatever. And that's just online. Don't even get started when you go out. So women get bored and they get doing all this other shit. It ain't nothing for a bitch to flake, lie, break up with you or nothing. You ain't never in your life seen so many women ask for space. Why? They got hundreds of dicks thrown at them every day on social media.
Women are more afraid of being alone than a man. So what happens is, it's so easy for a woman to grab up a little beta male that she could go to the gym with, that she could go on dates with, and pretend to be in a relationship until one day she decides to tell him, hey, I don't want to be with you. But he looking at it like, what did I do wrong? And the problem is she has to dispose of you before the guy that she wants finds out. All right?
Hey, Mama Terry is one who terrorized fathers for being their children's lives. That's one of them. That's the main definition, but there's so many others because fathers are elderly out the picture due to failed relationship divorce. They intend to run the child's support just to get a financial gain and also have power over the child. That's a man's kryptonite when he's not able to be a father. And that's a woman's power structure. You know what I'm saying? So when I call baby mama Terrence, ain't got nothing to do with just somebody being a baby mama. No. It's just a baby mama Terrence. Any woman, black, white, blue, or green, that is willing to destroy a father by destroying the child. So that's what a baby mama Terrence is.
So what does that tell you? That tells you guys are tired of that generic bullshit. Generic bullshit. Guys are tired of that. Oh, you do the right thing. You tell her this and you do that. We done with that bullshit, guys.
You say, man, I tried being alpha with her. She left me alone. Man, I didn't call her that much. She left me alone. No. She just didn't like you.
Okay. Yeah.
So you see it?
Yeah, I see it in the back.
All right. So I'll just hold that. So whenever you're ready, just cue me and let me know.
Bet. I see MPI up in here. I see Warhammer. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I moved to a new place. I'm always moving place to place. What's going on, Goldie? Yeah. The Wi-Fi, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep doing that shit, then there ain't gonna be no good quality for y'all. So I'll just do it off the phone. But give it a few moments, people come back, and then we'll definitely have this dialogue. I got Mr.Goodbread up in here. We're gonna talk about Lilith. You know what I'm saying? The original baby mama Terrence. Like I told y'all before, you got a lot of these people that holler Jesus and only God can judge me and all that shit, and they don't even realize that before it was an Adam and Eve, it was an Adam and Lilith. You know what I'm saying? She came from dust just like Adam. And when they brought her in, she wasn't nothing but a baby mama Terrence feminist. Thought she could run things and everything else, didn't know a role, none of that shit. That's why God got rid of her ass. And then he created Eve from the rib, from the body of Adam. And that's why men are supposed to be the leads and you follow him. God first, then man. But, you know, in this day and age, modern women says, you know, no, I follow myself. Feminism. And we're going to talk about this on a biblical aspect that even in the good book, they say that baby mama terrors are real and the mindset. And we're going to talk about Lilith. You know what I mean? It's not about converting nobody over Christianity, nothing like that, because if you look in the Quran, you look at the Christianity, you look at Judaism, they're all one and the same. All one and the same. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a fact. You know, and I know the Catholics and the Catholics, they don't even subscribe to the whole Lilith story. You know what I mean? Something about them, something about them in the Lilith story, they don't really subscribe. So they reject any teachings. They don't teach it. They don't mention it. They don't care too much.
Not at all. It's like she don't even exist.
Right.
and you know what, y'all? I couldn't do this on my own. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't read it like that. I have read it, get knowledge and stuff like that. But you know, man, Mr.Goodbread got that down packed. And y'all need to subscribe to that brother because he definitely talk about on a biblical aspect when it comes to society, the modern woman, these civic forces, when it comes to society stands and what's going on now. These poopies, railways, everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just about knowledge.
That's it.
I want to definitely. Oh, go ahead, bro.
That's it. It's about what you say. You say the most important thing, and I find myself saying it more and more on my channel now too, because it's very biblical when you say it. You know what I mean? When you say change the laws of your mind, that is Romans 12:2 right there, guys. That's all of do not conform with society. You know what I mean? But change the laws of your mind. You know what I mean? So that you can see what God got planned for you guys. That's what it's about. It's about not staying Adam and becoming the best version of yourself, killing your ego. You know what I mean? He have his funny ways of putting things in our way that'll absolutely destroy our ego to the point we have no choice but to come to him. And that's kind of how I got to him. You know what I mean? No corny, no G joint. Y'all can check my history You know what I mean? I was all of the worldly feature, you know what I mean? Until I started reading it, and I just want to put my joint. I just want to follow them instructions, and since I started following them instructions, I was winning on Mr. Palmer Word. So, you know what I mean? Salute to you, because again, we're gonna see that it's some false prophets out there, and there's some people that they have in place, you know what I mean, to take the position and play like if they God, but they not God. And the single moms, that's just as much as an antichrist as, you know what I mean, these other celebrities that they promote and push in front of us. You know what I mean? And how they use the single moms is very destructive, and it's lucrative. Like you say, the child support business, everything is a business. Everything is a business, and it's all connected. Everything is a business, and it's all connected.
Well, you know what? Before we get started, you know what I'm saying? I want to give a shout out to people that comment up in here. We got MPI up in the building. We got Warhammer. This man living a free agent lifestyle, man. We got Goldie up in here. Goldie say had to find a new couch. We got Mr. Scorpio King. Got Game of Lives Matter, the bailiff. We got Jaleel. We got Issy, the vote. Kill your masters. Shout out to everybody here. Everybody hit the like button. And everybody definitely subscribe if you're new coming in. Now, what I want to ask you, brother, before we get to the conversation about Miss Lilith, I want to talk about you, because even you was in the bullshit when it comes to child support and the baby mama tears. Let everybody know where you're from and tell me your story about that, because I told y'all these baby mama tears come in all forms. Black, white, blue, green doesn't make a difference.
Well, I'm from Harlem, New York. You know what I mean? 17th Madison. You already know. That's, you know what I mean? And pretty much, I had one of the military I had one of the military moms. My mom, she was one of them drill sergeant moms. So she was, you know what I mean, stand up straight. You know what I mean? She was one of those moms that turned me into a pleaser. You know what I mean? So if you have one of them drill sergeant moms, you spend your whole childhood trying to do everything right so that you can get that little, oh, he's a good little boy. He's a good little boy. You know what I mean? So when you grow up and you get into relationships on your own now, you being a pleaser, you's a sucker. You's an all of a simp, you a sucker. And like I said, she was a military type mom, but she always had the bag. So I didn't need nothing. Like, in fact, the girls saw me. They saw a lollipop. They saw a lollipop when they seen it. You know what I mean? They saw it. They saw it.
Shout out to Danica, man. Lollipoppies.
You know what I mean? They saw it. They saw a lollipop, man.
They saw you coming, huh?
It was on. It was on like popcorn. You know what I mean? I got a chance to stay at somebody's house, and we kind of took over the house. So now we living up. You know what I mean? Go from a guy that couldn't have no company, because like I said, I had a military BMT myself. You know what I mean? So I was living it up. I'm shooting the club up now. Now I'm smacking. I'm beating all types of the night. So, you know what I mean? We leaving it in. And I had a child. And shit just get crazy now. Hindsight 2020, I should have seen it coming, because she was raised by her moms and her pops. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But she had one of them traditional pops, to where he come home, he just give his money to the woman. You know what I mean? She entertained. She had a house clean. She had a food cooked. But he done for the day, and he go back, lay down, and the moms that entertain the living room, entertain the company. You know what I mean? I'm listening to music with her and shit. You know what I mean? We chilling and vibing. And
so wait a minute. So you stayed there?
No, I didn't stay there. I never stayed there. Okay. I just would come over there and chill. You know what I mean? And then be out. You know what I mean?
And her dad bring home the bacon, give all the money to the wife, and she take care of it. Yeah, that's so, a simp. Simp enforcer. He switched roles. He bring home the bacon, give her the money. Shit. I want to give a shout out to Jaleel. I'm sorry, I want to give a shout out to Jaleel with a $5 donation, man. Shout out to you, my brother. Ain't that some shit? So how did it get to the point where, you know, y'all have a child, and all of a sudden, you know, child support, court, alienation, manipulation, so on.
All right, because you know, when you get in that part of the relationship where you know y'all two not working out well, so it's really a dub. Me, I always gotta move. I always gotta move and shake. You know what I mean? I always gotta find it. I was always trying to get it. I was always trying to get the wealth. I know that it's wealth. It's about the wealth. So you know what I mean? It got to the point where I couldn't save as much as I needed to save because it always was a pop-up. You know what I mean? Something always popped up. Like, no matter how much I tried to like plan and have it the way it needed to be had, it was a pop-up, and it was something that's drastically needed to be had. So now I can't save for shit. So it's like, you know what? That started to fuel the animosity between us. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where I tried to go down to child support myself. I tried to take me to child support, and I didn't know that you couldn't do that. You know what I mean? So they told me that you can't put yourself on child support. So I'm like, damn. So I went back and I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna give her no money until she just take me. You know what I mean? Let's let her take me, and I have receipts and shit. And that's how that started. That's how that popped off, because I was done with it. Like, I can't deal with the pop-ups, the sporadic pop-ups. I like to plan this shit. So, you know what I mean? I couldn't do it.
Right. Okay, shit. So she finally take you to court. And what happened when you went to court? Like, hold on, I want to give a shout out to Sergeant Tyson. He's also from New York. $2 donation. He said, I got served while in Iraq in 2010 by the grandma baby mama terrorist. That's not his grandmother. That's his baby mama terrorist mother. She's a baby mama terrorist too. Shout out to Sergeant Tyson. He been in war and everything, and been in the trenches. And the sad part is, he went to Iraq, but his war was fighting against the grandma terrorists and the baby mama terrorists in New York City. You can't make this shit up, man. Shout out to Sergeant Tyson once again. Shout out to my boy Jeff for the $5 donation. They said a little something for the collective plate. I appreciate you, my brother. Couch Gang. Shout out to the lovely Gail Lockett. What's going on? She's definitely doing her thing on her social media. Please subscribe. Go ahead, brother. So now she takes you to child support. So what happened dealing in the court system? Did you go to court in Harlem? Is that what the court system?
Yeah, we went to 100th Street. You know what I mean? Those years I know about New York and Manhattan. You go to downtown Manhattan, it's 100th Street Family Court.
Yep.
It's the coldest place. That for some reason, when you hit to that block, they got a statue, and it looked like a middle finger standing up. They got a statue. Google it, y'all. It look like a statue that's like this, standing in the dead in the middle. And I always say that's the fuck you if you a man statue, because once you get off that train and you see that statue, that's what's gonna happen if you're a man, if you're a heterosexual man. So you know what I mean? We get there and all hell breaks loose, man. She starts talking about music money that I was making on the side, and she starts talking about, you know what I mean? Because this is back in the days now. This is back when you were selling CDs in the, you know what I mean, the tail end of selling CDs on 42nd Street and selling t-shirts. Over, you had the online shopping shit. But yeah, she started mentioning all sorts of shit like that. But you see, I was always blessed to have a lot of older cousins that really ran the streets. And that's where I got a lot of my masculine energy and my masculine strength from, because they had briefed me and they had put me on to a couple of things that I needed to do my first day going there. So I kind of was prepared. You know what I mean? And those of you guys that's going through it, you know what I mean? I don't know if I can say this on here. Should I save it for Patreon or something? Because I got strategies. I should just save it. I'm gonna just save it for the Patreon though. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to get the channel strike or taken down. But yeah. But my cousins, they put me on to some things that you could do. You know what I mean? To lighten the blow. You're gonna get hit, so don't go in there thinking that you ain't gonna get hit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You're a man. No man's supposed to go into any fight thinking he's not gonna get hit any way. So know that you're gonna get hit, but it'll just soften your hit. And you know what I mean? So I did that. She was mad. She got mad. You know what I mean? She blew off the handle. I thought that her credibility meant something, but that ain't mean nothing. She ended up doing some old. She tried to lie and say she served me and have her friend sign for the papers. I never got to serve. She went to court. The court date passed. My daughter ended up telling me. You know what I mean? Bless her heart. You know what I mean? She ended up telling me, and that's how I found out. And I ended up making the second court because they say that after 3, they automatically put it through whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever she say goes, some type shit. So
what year was this? What year was this?
This was 2010. I want to see 2010, 2012. 2010, from 2010, 2012, something like that. And
okay.
We went back and forth. This was the second time because it originally started in 2004. You know what I mean? 2004 is when it really originally started. I'll be done, actually, Mr. Palmer, in like 6 more months. I'll be scotch-free. We gonna pop the bottle. We definitely gonna pop the bottle.
I heard that.
I heard that.
So you went to court in 2010, 2004, and then you went back to court 2010.
And then our most recent time was 2017, 16. 16 was the last time, you know what I mean, she tried to get over on me, and that was it. You know what I mean? And that she went there talking about the YouTube channel and
no, of course. Of course. How much were you paying in child support, bro?
Right now I'm paying, I got what's that, 326 every week. You know what I mean? 326 every week.
A week?
Yeah.
For one kid?
Yeah, that's yeah.
Shit.
That yo, when I originally went to child support, though, I had it's my first year of owning my own little company. So I was so hyped, and that's how bad I wanted to get her away from me. Like, this is how I like to teach my guys that your peace of mind is it. I don't care how much it costs.
I told you, peace of mind is gold. Peace of mind is gold.
I'ma pay it. I'ma pay it. You know
well, let me ask this. Was you always paying $325 a week, or you ended up, once you got your own business, what was you paying back in the day in 2010?
That's what it started off with. It started off with because I had just she and that's why I think somebody was in her ear telling her to go do it, because I was just because, I mean, everybody knew about me getting my own business, you know what I mean? You know, when you're still in that beta form, you running your mouth and you hype and you want the validation. So, you know what I mean? And I tell a lot of guys that keep your business low. Don't be telling everybody, because she always got that one friend out there that knew she dead wrong, that's laughing at her every day because she know you was the best thing she ever had. And that's the friend that's gonna keep her informed. That's the friend that's telling her all your business. You know what I mean? You can have her blocked on all your platforms, but she'll have that one friend that tell her your business. And I gotta watch that one. That's the one. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's how I went. That's how I went.
I want to give a shout out to Sergeant Tyson once again for the $5 donation. She said, I got put through the ringer in Manhattan Child Support Court in Lower Manhattan for a kid that wasn't mine in 2002 while the moms living the life. You cannot make this shit up, man. I remember Sergeant Tyson did tell me about that shit, man. New York don't give a shit. Shout out to you, my brother.
Yo, they told me I should get another job. I need to get another job. And I came there with W-4s, like, not W-2s, like, they bugged out. That's why they really tried to destroy me in there, yo. They really.
What's a W? I never heard of a W-4. What's a W-4?
That's for your business. That's when you got your business. When you got a business, you filling that out. You don't fill out. You don't care about no W-2s. You know what I mean? That's regular work taxes.
Okay. You know what I mean? So now you paying, like you say, you paying $325 a week for one child, and yet you still going back and forth to court talking about he got more money, he got more money, he got a YouTube, he got this and not got that. Was she also alienating you from seeing your daughter and trying to manipulate?
Oh man, of course that. You know, that's they number one agenda. They gotta play the victim or victory. You know, if they're not victorious, then they're gonna play the victim. So of course she try to alienate me. You know what I mean? But the one thing about me is that being that our circle was so intertwined and we, you know what I mean, was so tight knit, you couldn't say much about me that wouldn't get back to me, and I could say something back that'll get back to you. So as far as social media was around now social media gets big. So I was always the person doing something with the public. I'm always doing something with the public, whether that be my music or something. So I always control my own narrative. So if I stop talking to my child, before you could go tell the world anything, the world gonna know why I stopped talking to my child. And I've always been that type of person to be living in my truth. Like, and girls don't like that, you know what I mean? Women don't like that. You know what I mean? When you act like them, when you do them to them, you gotta do them to them. You know what I mean? Because if not, then they control that narrative. And the more they control that narrative, your child is gonna, her mind, they mind a change on you. They mind to switch up. You gotta remember, right? Don't think your kid is stupid, yo. Your kid understand your standpoint, yo. Your kid know exactly what the fuck is going on. But what your kid also know is that they gotta go home with this bitch. They gotta stay with this bitch. You know what I mean? So they expect you to know that. You know what I mean? So don't ever put them at risk of blowing their cover. But the more you kick their mother in their drawers without having to use them like how their mother used them. So they don't like being used. So you kick their mother in their drawers without using them. They love that shit. They sit there and know. But see, a lot of dudes think, oh, I don't want to act a fool in front of my child. No, you gotta act a fool. Act all the way a fool. Because she will. She do. You know what I mean? So you gotta act, and your kid like that sometimes. They live with the bitch. So they know they be wanting it to happen to her all the time anyway.
Always, what I tell you, man, when you deal with some manipulated ass kid, man, you cut their ass off, man. You don't, because they'll fuck your motherfucking livelihood on along with that bitch. So, it's
definitely tricks to it too. Like you gotta, at some point, you gotta have that had like I had that bond with my child too before she tried to play me. You know what I mean?
That's good.
Because I know a lot of people don't get a chance to even bond with their child and do the skin to skin and have the little, you know what I mean? It was to the point where I was upstairs with the child and she was downstairs for most of the time, because this was early on when we first had the child. We was at my crib because, you know, she found the reason to be mad at her moms. She sold my mom some bullshit story. You know what I mean? I was surprised like hell when my mom's let her in, but that ain't last too long. You know what I mean? That ain't last too long at all. But shit was crazy though, Mr. P. But shit was crazy.
So how is everything now with you and your daughter?
Oh, I just saw her yesterday. Everything great. Like I said, I fought the fight. So she know. My daughter know. Like, yo, my dad crazy, and my dad'll blow me up. If I play cute, my dad. Well, are you cute today? Or you acting like Lilith today? What spirit you fucking with today? Like, I don't play. I'm this way with everybody, Mr. Palmer. Like with everybody. So she fucking loved me. She let me just. In fact, she got me a Lacoste watch, glow in the dark. You know what I mean?
Well, that's good. I'm glad you didn't have a bad aftermath with your daughter, because I understand the manipulation and trying to keep her away, and he a deadbeat. He never did nothing, and all these different things, man. And if she did get blind, I'm glad she was able to see the light. Now that's what's up, man. A lot of fathers and grandparents don't get to see that. So
that's God right there, though. That's God.
Yeah.
That's part of the God blessing. That's part of the blessing that God do for me for following and helping his people and doing the shit, though.
I'm glad. I'm so glad, man. And salute to other fathers who survived the trenches where your child maybe was manipulated, but then they saw the light, or the ones that never even fell for the baby mama terrorist bait. You know what I mean? That's good, because a lot of men out here who had to cut their kids off in order to keep their sanity and live and not have their foundation destroyed. So shout out to y'all too to keep your veins cold. Now I want to talk about Lilith. We want to talk about her, and I want you to tell it the way you tell it, that how she came from the dust and how she was before Eve. Because a lot of these dumb motherfuckers actually believe it was Adam and Eve. They ain't know nothing about Lilith.
Yeah, you got to remember, Mr. Palmer, the school controls our children and they brainwash our children. The church brainwash our women, and the prison system brainwash us. All right, and that's how they do the system. That's how the system goes. So why don't they kick this in the church? The not to attack, no attack on Christianity or any of the religious groups that's out there, because those are all businesses, and it's sad that you have to identify with something in this society. If you notice, they always have you make a decision. You gotta pick something aside and stay in it. Like, you know what I mean? Why? And on top of that, when you go to these religions and they break down, they teach hate. God ain't about that. The real God, the God in us, the real God ain't about hate. The real God ain't about color, ain't about a group. The real God is about one. So why they don't do that? And you know what I mean? Because it's all competition. Like, they make everything business. And this is a good way. That's a good way to detract people from the real God, from their real spiritual self. Because not only do you got people coming in there that you telling them the wrong stuff, but the fact that you telling these people that are coming in there the wrong stuff, it'll keep the people that peep that thing away from it altogether. So it's a good way to keep the spirituality out of the Black community. So it's like a boom, boom, boom. But in any event, you know what I mean? This is the promotion. Like, this is where feminism starts. This is feminism right here. If you ask me, Mr. Palmer, in my perspective, the apple or the fruit, the forbidden fruit, is feminism. You know what I mean? Because the first woman was Lilith. She was created from the clay. This is the woman, and you see in the Bible. In the Bible, there's two actual parts of this, but people confuse it, like you said. You know what I mean? It's not two different. It's not two different stories. It's just two different parts in one story. The first part of it is she was made from the clay. She was made from clay like we was made from clay. We was made from the same clay. So now, because we was made from the same clay, is the reason why she felt she didn't have to be submissive, you know what I mean, to Adam. So now she runs off. Mind you, when God never got a chance to get to her, because after she said she didn't want to be on the bottom during sex, she wanted to be dominant because she looked better than Adam. And since she was made from the same thing as Adam, she should be praised. She yelled God's name. That was the sin right there. You know what I mean? Because God might have worked with her. You know what I mean? He might have, who knows? You know what I mean? This is my assumption. Now, he might have worked with her if she would have just, all right, she just don't want to be submissive. But when she mentioned his name and then ran off, you know what I mean? Mind you, God sent 3 angels to get her. You know what I mean? He sent 3 angels to get her. Simping forces. These dudes go and make a deal with her. They broke a deal with her. You know what I mean? To where they'll help kill all of the kids, but they'll spare the kids that have an emblem on with a name. You know what I mean? So we all know that the only kids that Lilith really liked are the alphabetical kids. You know what I mean? So this is why they praise those kids too in our society. So in actual,
check this out. I want to give a shout out to Minister Jap, man. He said salute to y'all. Shout out to Minister Jap. Y'all know who he is. That's church checking in. Church gang, couch gang. You know what I'm saying? The minister and the judge. You know what I mean? Definitely shout out to Minister Jack, man, out here definitely put in the work, doing the Lord's work. Another Chicago native, man, definitely getting it popping. 2022, man. Y'all need to, well, I already know y'all subscribe, but just in case, subscribe to Minister Jack because I said so. Yeah. So wait a minute. So the original baby mama terrorist actually called God's name and ran off.
Yeah. She divested. Peep game, you see how it's connected? She divested. She ran off to the Red Sea. She ran to the Red Sea. You know what I mean? And he sent the angels and they broke a deal with her. Instead of grabbing her ass, her stupid ass, like, get the fuck over here. You know what I mean? They broke a deal with her. And, you know what I mean? That spirit lives on. You know what I mean? That's,
is it,
she gets.
Is this,
so
there's a brother on here, you said you got to go, you have to prove that out, the Bible, brother. Is it in the Bible?
This part is the part about Lilith is ripped from the Bible. You know that if you mess with the Bible, then you know that Lilith part is ripped from the Bible. Lilith is mentioned one time in the Bible though. Lilith mentioned one time in what's that, Exodus. You know what I mean? She's mentioned one time, and he talk about her. Where my notes at? But we got the video too, so we'll be playing the video so that everybody can put their own perspective on it too. Because like I said, this is my perspective. I don't complicate the Bible. When I interpret the Bible, I break it down to our most simplest form. Because what a lot of people do is they try to overcomplicate things to keep you from learning. You know what I mean? And this is what they do in them religious groups too. Like if you ain't the most knowledgeable and ain't given the most, then you don't get praise. You're not as praised, or you know what I mean? So it's a lot of favoritism going on, but you know what I mean? I don't do that. Like I like people to think for themselves and overthink, you know what I mean? And not overthink and just see it for themselves. So we're gonna definitely get to the video on that. But yeah, so after she runs off, you know what I mean, they don't come back with her. God says, you know what I mean, he sees Adam, simple as Adam being lonely now. He see him lonely again. So he said he's gonna make another woman. You know what I mean? This time he makes the woman from the rib piece. He makes the woman from the rib, not from the skull, not from the foot. You know what I mean? He makes her from the side, the rib. So, you know what I mean? Boom. This is why all of them women that be running around here talking about they don't need no man, when they go home and at like 11:30 p.m. at night and they biology kick in, they know they be kicking themselves in the coochie. They lying like hell. Because biology, they're just a piece. They're gonna always want to lock in with their frame. So, you know what I mean? And that's how he made niggas. That's how he made it. Period. Like, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? So now he made Eve. You know what I mean? Eve and Adam is chilling, they rocking. Lilith, she passes by the garden and sees these niggas chilling, and she is jealous. Just like our frisbee women that like to call the submissive women pick-me's. Same shit. You know what I mean? Same way we got our older women that's supposed to be teaching our young women how to be smarter. You know what I mean? Instead, they teaching them how to be hoes and shit. You got Lilith. Fucking it up. And this is what I say. They fucked the story up to me because we like, even in the Red Pill community, we Eve. If anything, Eve the bitch I want. I just know next time not to let this other bitch up around her. But right. They don't think enough. They don't use their brain to think enough because you pick a group and you let the gatekeeper of that group talk and make the rules for you, and you just say what they say, to where everybody's spitting from the same fucking playbook. Everybody talk. You could just give a nigga 2 minutes, and you already know what he identified with. What? Oh, he's MGTOW. Oh, he's that. Oh, he's this. Oh, you already know, because that's how it works when you identify with these groups. This is why I don't identify with nothing. I'm a man first. You know what I mean? Right. Talk to me about God. That's it. That's it. But yeah, so like I said, he made, if anything, it's Eve that is the girl that we're responsible for. You know what I mean? Eve is that good girl, that naive girl that you know, like back in the days, that high school sweetheart, that girl that, you know, anything you said goes. You tell her cut school, she like, okay. You know what I mean? You tell her, come on, we out. Okay. Or hide this in your house. Okay. We all had that naive girl until either we and our pride and ego did some dumb shit and we cheated, or until we didn't hold our foot down, we simped her away, or you know what I mean, until somebody got in her ear, Lilith get in the ear. And some girls we don't have a shot with from jump because they moms is Lilith. You know what I mean?
You right about that.
Can we, if her mom's is Lilith, what are we doing? They're gonna attract to Adam all the time because Adam gonna let them dominate him. You know what I mean? These are the girls this is why these type of women, these Liliths and these BMTs, this is why they don't really deal with quality type dudes. They can't put up with no quality type dude at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's what it is though, man. Shit crazy out here, but it's real. It's a biblical war, and it's not about black and white. It's about rich and poor, and it's a biblical war, guys. And another thing that I can't stand that the church do, Mr. Palmer, is they look down upon wealth, and they try to make wealth out to be this evil thing. Like if God said to the people he want us to be poor, why would you trick the people into believing God want them to be poor, but y'all could be rich? And y'all could go buy y'all daughter $4 million mansions and shit, but God want the people to be poor though. You know what I mean? You heard about the preacher that bought his daughter $4 million mansion. What's his name? What's the dude's name?
Don't have me lying. I don't know. I ain't that deep like y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a video on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, he bought his daughter a $4 million mansion, yo. The little fat one with the bald head. Like I so try not to tune out of them dudes. I so tune out of them dudes. But yeah, it's a sad thing that they do. The most religious countries in the world are the poorest.
Oh, you talking about TD Jakes?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I thought you talking about somebody in the Bible. I didn't know you talking about TD Jakes. Yeah. $4 million house. Yeah, TD Jakes.
Right, but they in a church teaching people that God want them to be poor. You know
Manipulation is a powerful thing.
Exactly. Shit crazy, man. But yeah, it's just sad, man.
You got that link? I'm gonna see if I can do it from my phone. That YouTube link. See if I can do it. I never did it from the phone. I should be able to do it.
I'm gonna have to screen share it. And then you have to click it from your phone. But I got that link.
All right, do that then. How long is it?
What is it, like 6 minutes?
Okay.
Oh no, matter of fact, I could go even closer.
A lot of people worship TD Jakes.
I know. They worship everything. A lot of people worship anything. They worship anything as long as it ain't God, they'll worship it.
Cleflo Dollar. Let me see. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, let everybody know what this is about.
All right, y'all. This is the video about Lilith.
We all have heard of Adam and Eve, who, according to the Bible, were the first couple of human beings created by God. But an ancient Jewish myth contests that Eve was the first woman. This myth states that before Eve, there was another woman, Lilith. Unlike Eve, who came from Adam's rib, Lilith emerged from clay along with Adam. Since she was created by God in the same way as Adam, Lilith did not submit to her husband's commands because she thought she was equal to him and did not accept Adam's domination.
Pause. That right there is what's going on in this world today. That right there. And here's the thing, y'all. Again, a lot of y'all who read the Bible and all that, y'all may know more. Y'all know more than me. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But if this right here is true, because I heard about Lilith when I was coming up. You know what I'm saying, in the Baptist church. So that's what I'm saying. In the world today, you got a lot of these modern women who are feminists, who think she's supposed to be equal to this man. And as a matter of fact, they really believe they're supposed to be above that man. They really believe that man should be beneath them. Why you think you got a lot of these fake black pros that holler black women are gods and Mother Earth and these are queens and they worship God as a woman. Not God the spirit, but God as the woman. And they will kill and die for these same baby mama terrorists who ain't worth a goddamn thing. You see what I'm saying? Do me a favor, bro. Wind it back a little bit so they can hear it again.
Definitely.
And the reason, and here's the thing, again, this ain't about converting, ain't about nothing like that, but when you read the Bible, you read the Quran, you read the Judaism, it's all one of the same with different beliefs, but it's all one of the same. They all got that evil doer, which is that woman that believe in that feminist ideology. Feminism ain't just come out in whenever it came out in the 1900s. This shit been going on since the beginning of time. This shit is real. Play that part again, man. Yeah, and excuse me, just like Celine just said, rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft. That's all it is. Some voodoo witchcraft, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying?
They want to break tradition. Anything that's gonna go destroy tradition, which is holy, that's what they with. You know what I mean?
God, in the same way as Adam, Lilith did not submit to her husband's commands because she thought she was equal to him and did not accept Adam's domination. Lilith and Adam inhabited the Garden of Eden, but Lilith's rebellion put her in a situation where she was forced to choose between submitting to her husband or leaving the Garden of Eden.
Introducing Speechalo, the most natural sounding text-to-speech software on the market. Hey.
Lilith was not willing to give up her independence. Therefore, she opted to leave Adam and the Garden of Eden behind. The first.
You see that? Like, and that's how bold they be. Like, they don't give a fuck. Like, they don't think, they don't care. Like you opposing your creator. Like, wow.
This woman ever created went into exile and settled herself near the Red Sea. God sent angels in an attempt to convince Lilith to return to the Garden of Eden, but she turned her back on God. Without his wife, Adam started to feel lonely. God, seeing that he was struggling with loneliness, decided to create a new woman for him.
And guys, that's important. Fight that, guys. If you could conquer that, that's what we mean by change the laws of your mind.
Exactly.
Figure that out. Figure that part out, guys. You see, remember RG Black? He because the loneliness got him from one Lilith to the next Lilith without even healing himself, and then they both messed his mind up. Like, come on, guys. Like, we gotta heal ourselves. We gotta get stronger, guys. We gotta get stronger as men. You know what I mean? Honestly, guys, we 2 for 2. We 1 for 2 when it comes to these girls, biblically. The first one, not on us. She ain't want to be submissive to us. But this one right here, Eve, that was on us, guys.
No, you know what? You're right. Because now, and the reason why it falls on us as men, or really falls on Adam, and that's why I say he was the original sin forcer, because the devil didn't try to play Adam.
Nope.
He played Eve because he knew Eve was naive and knew that Eve will fall for the bullshit.
Right.
So she got with the snake, which is the devil. You know what I'm saying? And she was able to convince Adam to eat the fruits. And God told him, do not go over there and eat nothing over there. Do whatever you want to do, but don't go over there. And she was able to manipulate him. And if you notice, when God confronted him, God confronted Adam. He didn't confront Eve. He confronted Adam because he's supposed to be the lead. He's supposed to be the man in charge. She's supposed to follow him. But it was the other way around when she ran that script on him. And he fell for the bait. And this is the reason why we all are punished. If you're going off the book, we all have to die because we all have sin, and we basically curse because of that. That's why women have periods. That's why women have bear children, and they get in pain and stuff like that. Even though in this day and age, modern women said, nah, the reason why we had to bear our pain and all that shit because that's just part of labor. Nah, it was your punishment.
Right.
Because of Adam and Eve.
That's a
you know
fact,
what I'm saying?
Mr. Palmer.
But see, I'm a dumb nigga off cottage right. I'm a dumb nigga off cottage road. I don't know no better. In the Bible, it tells you women that you're giving birth and having periods of punishment. It's not a gift.
Right. And
that's punishment. Go ahead, bro.
Another key thing that I take from that part too, guys, is you gotta understand when he dished out the punishment, there's another strike against man. Adam threw Eve under the bus. He ain't just own up to what him eating the apple. Also, he said, this lady that you left me, she da-da-da-da-da, and I ate the apple. You know what I mean? Unlike Eve, and this is another thing, guys, we look for the woman that's accountable, right? What did Eve do? She didn't run off at that point. She owned up. She was accountable. This is why I say, come up out of that stupid ideology that this world that is already against you, put in your head and change the laws of your mind, because Eve is the opposite of Lilith. She's accountable for her mistake. You know what I mean? Yeah, she let the Lilith chick sucker her. You know what I mean? And she owned up to her shit. You know what I mean? That's accountableness. That's what Lilith ain't got. So, you know, and some chicks got it and some chicks don't. It's sad that the majority just is not accountable.
They don't. The majority don't.
The majority
We're not even gonna play that game. The majority don't.
Is Lilith. The majority is Lilith. And again, guys, they not all Eve. Eve, I'm telling you guys, they not all Eve. You know what I mean? If anything, then we have to do a whole nother live, and I have to tell you guys about the virtuous woman. And God says she was rare. He ain't say half. Yo, salute to the chat, y'all. Let me just cut in right now and go live right now. Yo, game live matter. So we got played by 2 women and got to pay for. Yep, you know what happened with that is we got played by 1 woman. That's out of our control. And then we had that woman came back around and manipulated our next woman. You know what I mean? So honestly, like, yeah. Adam is a simp only because he allowed that spacing between, like, where the fuck was Adam at? Like, bro, how'd you allow your girl, your rib, to roam off? Like how they have this whole long conversation with you nowhere around to see this snake talking with your chick? Like, you feel me? So that's the part about it. Like, that's the part where if you really want to look at it, guys, if you really, and you know how I do, I don't make man out to be a victim, but honestly, guys, man is a victim. In this story, man is the victim, yo. Because say if Adam was over there tending to the garden and he left Eve to go do her own thing, or say if Adam not one of them helicopter ass niggas that hover over his chick, you know what I mean, and he let her go to do her own thing, you know what I mean, your boy Adam left her to go do her thing. But in any event of that, another woman, because you know that snake, you know that snake is Lilith, guys. That snake is Lilith. You know that snake is Lilith. She had to be in that garden to know what tree to tell him to eat from, to know how to maneuver in that garden. So that snake had to have been in there. You know what I mean? So once she goes and convinces the woman to the new woman to eat the apple, that's all of feminism, guys. That's that that's why I say this whole now listen. I know we'll have some feminist women over here on my channel because I don't cater to any groups. So when I don't cater to any groups, that means I'm gonna end up with a all mixed audience. First wave feminism is cool. It's when you pass that first wave. Now, when we gave y'all the index books to stand on to see what we see, that was cool. But now, when y'all took the index books, then wanted crates on top of the index books to where y'all now jump over the fucking gate, and we're still just left to look over on what y'all know what's on the other side of the gate now. You know what I mean? And so now y'all gonna use that for your advantage. That's the shit we don't like. That's the shit we anti. You know what I mean, guys? And that's all of that Lilith shit. That's what Lilith sold the good woman. This is why the good woman is rare. It's not half of these chicks out here. It's not. God said, who can find the rare virtuous woman? That woman is rare. That means that's less than 20%. If you ask me, that's less than 20%. We know it ain't half, because half ain't rare. Half is half. He ain't say who can find the half of the virtue. No, he said who can find the rare. You know what I mean? So we know that that's what that is, guys. You know what I mean? Samantha P, watch out for women who turn their back on men. Right. That, listen, guys, listen. And this is me, guys. It's abnormal. It's abnormal to not like love. It is abnormal for a man to not want a chick. It is abnormal for a chick to not want a man. You're not normal. You know what I mean? Now, fuck all this. You know how I do, guys. I don't keep y'all on vibrating on one level. We not going to do that. We going to heal or you going to unsubscribe. You feel me? But it is abnormal for a nigga to run around here talking about he don't need a bitch or he don't want a bitch, or it's abnormal. That's not God. God did not give us that vibe. He didn't give us that energy, guys. You know what I mean? Likewise, it is abnormal when a bitch say she don't need a man, she don't need companionship. Man is that's abnormal shit. That's learned behavior and that's abnormal shit. Those are red flags. Stay away from them. All right, guys, let me get back to the video and shit. I just had to get my spill, and I appreciate all you guys. You already know, man. And share, hit the like button, share this joint, get this information out, because this is the real deal right here. This is the information y'all need to heal. You know what I mean? Not keep y'all on the, I just want to hear bad shit about men. I just want to hear bad shit about women. This the shit that gonna get y'all to figure it out. These are the answers, B. All right, y'all. I love y'all, yo. Get back to it. He said rare. So rare is not half. Rare is more like a tenth of 100. You know what I mean?
Right. So you know, like I say, this is in the Quran. It's in the Bible. Like I say, it's just the different names. You know, different saying of names and all that. But like I told you, this shit right here, man, been going on since the beginning of the time. This ain't start happening. Even though we talk about the feminist movement started in the early 19, in the middle 1900s, the 1960s or whatever, or in the 1940s, whenever it started with, as far as us, a human, but this shit been going on back in the beginning of the time.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't called, it just wasn't called feminism back in the Bible times. Simp wasn't called simp back in the Bible times. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. This right here is definitely an eye opener. You know what I'm saying? Just to know how wicked when it comes to these no good ass females.
Yo, you see that, Mr. Palmer, though? Peep game, yo. She went and hated. She went, like when you know you move on, it don't work out with her, and you go move on to your next chick. What's the first thing a BMT do? She try to tear y'all shit down. Child support. That's the first shit she did. She went and fucked the whole world up. Convince this woman to eat the apple, yo. Another female though, too. See, that's the part where a lot of people will be like, yo, guys, let's common sense and tell you, man, what's going on nowadays? Men ain't sitting here fucking men future up. We helping the brothers out. It's the women that's fucking up these other women futures. You know what I mean?
Well,
and
we
that's
see
exactly
we
what
see
that is
that.
about.
Hey, bro, we see that when the mother tells your wife, your girlfriend, yeah, put that nigga on child support.
Right. It's always gonna be a Lilith Eve situation.
Yeah.
And it's our job to slap that fucking apple or grape or whatever the fruit it was out of her hand and be like, come bring your stupid ass over here. And the ones that got that is gonna be the ones that change the laws of their mind. You know what I mean? That's why I say, guys, nothing can happen without you changing the laws of your mind and accepting
Definitely
it.
gotta change the laws of your mind. Definitely. Press play, bro. Very interesting.
I'm gonna go back a little bit.
Without his wife, Adam started to feel lonely. God, seeing that he was struggling with loneliness, decided to create a new woman for him, Eve. Due to her decision to reject the Creator, Lilith was demonized. She was now considered a woman-shaped demon. In her demonic shape, she would have the power to instigate disease in newborn children, and, to protect children from evil, the babies were given amulets with the names of the angels who tried to take Lilith back to Eden.
That's key, guys. What he just said, to uncomplicate common sense for you guys, was you know that alphabeticalness is a mental disease. Something wrong with them kids. You know what I mean? And those kids get an amulet. And those are the kids that Lilith will not kill. Every other kid she gonna destroy. I'll play that back.
And, to protect children from evil, the babies were given amulets with the names of the angels who tried to take Lilith back to Eden. These stories affirm that Lilith was jealous of the happy life Adam and Eve led in paradise, and, as an act of revenge, she assumed the shape of a serpent and tricked Eve, forcing her and Adam to taste the forbidden fruit, which caused the couple.
Pause it. Now, once you said that, once whoever the narrator is said that Lilith didn't like Adam and Eve's relationship, that's no different from these baby mama tears. You know, guys, when you move on to life, you know, you pay your child support, you getting remarried, or you got to a new relationship, or you got another baby on the way, or shit, you won the lottery, you just happy. You ain't entertain the baby mama terrorists, and then here come this devil ass baby mama terrorist mad because, oh, he over there happy. That bitch look better than me. She got long hair. She don't wear hair hats. Oh, she mixed. Oh, she foreign. Oh, she dark skinned, but she still look better than me. Now she want to destroy what you got, which again, your foundation. So what she do? She try to find anything to destroy you. So what she do? You got a kid? Let me go ahead and put my devilish deeds in my child to destroy you and her. You know what I mean? To cause y'all to grow apart or get into it and everything else. Let me go ahead and take you back to child support. Let me go ahead and tell everybody he did the R move on me. Let me lie and say he's stalking me. He's abusive. Let me call the police over there and say that we need to do a welfare being check and all this possible sign of child abuse. This right here, I told this shit has been going on since the beginning of the time. Muscle wicked. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. This is crazy.
Real shit. It's real shit, guys. Real shit.
To be expelled from the paradise. Lilith's story is quite well known, yet this version is not present in the Christian Bible, and it is rejected by both Catholics and Protestants.
See?
The version in which she would have been Adam's first wife is found in the Syriac alphabet text. The date of the writings is unknown, but it is believed that they were created already in the medieval era. The myth of Lilith is found in Hebrew, Babylonian, Sumerian, and Assyrian mythology. The figure of Lilith in Mesopotamia was seen as an evil deity, or, when associated with the moon, she was regarded as a goddess with different phases and therefore different moods. That way, she could be seen as a fertility goddess, but also as a devilish figure. There are theories that state that Lilith's absence from the Bible was created during the councils that defined the canonical books that would constitute the Bible as we know it today. The figure of Lilith as an independent and strong woman will go against the patriarchal structure, one of the cornerstones of the Judaic.
Pause it. Hey, y'all heard that? She thinks she's independent and she's strong. I told that's these baby mama tests. That's these baby mama tests in today's age. They got a degree, they got 6 figures, they got some money, they got a profession, and they think they living it up. They think they on top. They think they strong. They think they masculine, which they act like it, but they not. They think they the man of the house. They think they can wear the drawers and the panties. They think they run the show. They think they don't need nobody, and they definitely say they don't need no man. And look at them now, still worried about who you with. And it could be 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line, she's still worried about what you and that motherfucking woman got going on, even though she's supposed to be strong, independent, and a god. You cannot make this shit up. Rewind that back a little bit, bro. Rewind that back a little bit, bro. You know what? Hey, and before you press the play, I wish I had the sound effects, man, but Denzel would be talking to Malcolm, speaking for Malcolm X.
Associated with the moon, she was regarded as a goddess with different phases and therefore different moods. That way, she could be seen as a fertility goddess, but also as a devilish figure. There are theories that state that Lilith's absence from the Bible was created during the councils that defined the canonical books that would constitute the Bible as we know it today. The figure of Lilith as an independent and strong woman will go against the patriarchal structure, one of the cornerstones of the Judeo-Christian culture. For this reason, Lilith was embraced by the feminist movement. She is often regarded as the first feminist. The movement claims that Lilith was unfairly demonized, like most women in our history who have attempted to defy the patriarchy. Whether as a demonic figure or as a symbol of women's struggle, Lilith's story is...
You heard what he said. The feminist movement loves Lilith. Love Lilith. They believe in her. She's the god. They worship her because she was independent. She didn't want to be a rib. I mean, not a rib. She didn't want to be submissive. She didn't want to be second. She wanted to be the main nigga in charge. This is the feminist movement. Look it up. They talk about it. They love her. They love her. Just look it up.
Yeah.
They love her.
This is another
they
reason
don't like
why.
Eve.
This is another reason why those women in church, they funny, because y'all all in there, and God tell y'all to order quick. It's God, man, woman, then child. But y'all all in there, and then y'all come out of there and y'all praise yourself. Y'all put yourself first. But how can y'all go to church and praise and dance and prance around and then come home and then worship Lilith? Because that's all they do.
100%. These feminists. And that's why I tell y'all, man, ask them, you believe in feminism? If they tell you yeah, then they believe in the devil. Even if you're not a spiritual person, I don't care if you're atheist, ask them, you believe in feminism? Yeah. Oh, you believe in the devil. You're a devil worshiper. You're a witch. You one of them voodoo queen motherfuckers. See, that's what I'm saying, man. These baby mama tears been going on since the day of old.
Yep, misguided. They misguided for real.
So, like I said, if you don't believe in nothing else, if they tell you they feminism, I don't care if they say, well, I'm feminine, I believe in equal. Nah, they believe in the devil. They're not for you. Cut their ass off.
And what Mr. Palmer just said right now is truth, yo. What Mr. Palmer just said right now is truth. If you ask a girl, yo, are you pro-life or are you pro-choice? And if she start that pro-choice shit, then you know she identified with feminism, because that's all feminism did. Feminism came in and it sold our women on the idea of options, on the idea of options. You know what I mean? And see, that's why they don't really identify with the Bible, and that's why they shun the basic instructions, because the basic instructions ain't no option. It ain't optional. He said what he said in them instructions. But see, people want options, because with options come no accountability. When it ain't no what is the law? When there's no law of the land, when there's no standard, when there's no tradition, then it's haywire, and then it's no accountability and confusion. And who's the author of confusion? We already know. Know what I mean? Let's see what the chat is saying right now. So, Samantha P said, that's extra evil. Not that one. We are 5 times more likely to live paycheck to paycheck. That's a fact. 70% of millennials do not save money. That's a fact. 60% of Gen X, we have less than 1,000 in savings. That's a fact. And women are 80% more likely to live in poverty driven. That is a fact. That's because, you see, we play the game for different reasons. Men play the game to set the high score. Women play the game to spend the points. You get what I'm saying? Women play the game to spend the points. We play the game to set high scores. So at some point, we're going to clash. And government Satan Zaddy, he like consumerism. He beat us with consumerism. And this is why I tell you, you want the women that don't identify with feminism, because those are going to be the more emotionally intelligent women. You see what I mean? That's what that go back to what I told you guys. It's 2 things that our Black community will need to figure out. And if they figure out, we good. It's our 2 biggest problems is emotional intelligence. Know what I mean? Not being able to let our emotions get manipulated, and financial literacy. When we learn that money is just money is just a tool to move value. You know what I mean? When we learn that, we'll be some bad motherfuckers. Then all that shit, all that confidence that we sit around here in front like we have, we'll be able to really stand on that. But until we are emotionally intelligent and financially literate, we're a joke. They're always gonna laugh at us. The elites will always laugh at us.
A lot of these baby mama terrorists believe in Lilith. They believe in her. They don't believe in God. They go to church every day and play the role, and they ain't know. Like I told you, the devil's in the church. The devil know the Bible. The devil manipulate people to fall for his dirty deeds and everything else. We fell for these Liliths. We fell for this shit. You know what I mean? Thinking they good women and they gonna be submissive and all that shit. They sent their ass off. The devil. Don't fall for it.
Yeah, just know that they don't plan on being submissive to nobody. Because a lot of you guys be worried about what she gonna do to the next person and all that. No, worry about yourself. Just know that these type of women, they don't plan on being submissive to nobody, guys.
Nobody, not their kids, nobody but them.
Nobody. You can't change them either. It's gonna always be selfish.
These one of your co-stormies that raised her daughter to show her how to use her ass to shake it so you can make it and all that shit. But she have no love for her. She use her for what she can get out of it, which is reality shows and get some money. That's it. She's an evil doer. That's the prime example. You know what I mean? Everybody got these damn YouTube channels talking about don't have no kid with black men and have abortions if you know you gonna have a boy and all that shit. That ain't nothing but feminism. They evil. Go ahead, press play, bro.
Yeah, that's Lilith work. That's Lilith work right there. She gonna destroy the kids, and remember, that's physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and that's what she doing. When a baby mother alienate the father, that is all of satanic work right there. That's the work of the devil right there. That's the work of the devil. You know what I mean? Because it tells you in the Bible also, you're not supposed to alienate. You're not supposed to favoritism. You're not supposed to be showing favoritism like that. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to, and you're not supposed to worship. You're not supposed to worship your kids enough to do that. You know what I mean?
You're not. And that right there is why I tell men and women too. You don't put your child over you. You don't make that child your God. Because I hear a lot. I even hear men say this. My kids ain't got to want for shit. You sound like one of these baby mama terrors. You gonna give them everything, and then the first time you tell them, nah, you can't do this, and nah, you can't do that. Now they telling you go suck dick and die. I'm telling you, you can't do that.
You can't do
it's
that.
God,
And
it's God first.
It's passages in the Bible that tell you that too.
Woman. Right. No, yeah. And that's the problem. A lot of these dudes and a lot of these women are weak, man. And that's what I'm saying. These baby mama tears take their children and treat them like gods because the gang with them no more. So they don't have nobody else to try to worship. So they worship their kids. But then when they get grown and they get sick and they wonder why the child left them hanging, because the child is selfish. He don't have no love because you didn't show him no love. You used him. And now he's using you.
Yeah, and God said the child was gonna go away like that because damn, Mr. Palmer, let me see what I got here, man. Let me see, because I got some shit. I took some notes because I knew I was going to come through. You know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? These baby moms.
Hey, play the rest of this one, man. This is very interesting.
Yeah, this is very crazy, right? Yeah.
But you got another video. It's another version?
Yeah, it's another version because you know me, I like to give the people their own shit. You make your own decision because that's how real it is. And that's what God wants you to do. God ain't tell me. God don't want nobody to stand on your shoulders and be like, I know more. Like he say, come to him. You know what I mean? I might tell you some shit that you might not fully understand, but you might want to go to the chapter and learn for yourself, and it'll tell you something to similar. You know what I mean? Who knows? This is just for information purposes. You get it out there, y'all. Get it out there. You know what I mean?
Still the subject of much interest.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it right there. But
yeah. Go to the I want to check out the other one. How long is the other one?
The other one is like, it's short like that. What is it? 6 minutes too.
Okay. Yeah, let's see what the difference with that one is, man. But see, this is why a lot of these baby mama tests have abortions. This is why they the most abusive. That's why they're the most neglectful. Because a lot of these are Lilith. They don't give a fuck about them children. They want to stay independent. They want to stay strong. They run the show. They don't want no kid being above them. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Go back to Coach Stormy. She and her daughter don't get along, and she come from the same. They come from the same. She come from her stomach, and she jealous of her. She look at her as a threat. She's gonna be a pedestal above her. Oh no, I'm gonna live my shine. It's about me, 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 me. They don't love themselves. Shit.
Mr. P, you see the screen on the back? You see you could pull out.
Oh, let me look. Yeah, let me add it.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite verses for the guys when they come to me and they ask me and they have bad parents, they have like manipulative and narcissistic parents. I always read this little verse to them because it means a lot. You know what I mean? Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. That's why all this bullshit that they be talking about, oh, I put my son first. Like, if you go to church, the real church should teach you this, that you come first. God, you, then your kids. Like, without you, you can't raise your kids. So let's stop playing with this. They play way too much, man. They manipulate it and they twist it up way too much, Mr. Palmer. And this is Matthew 10:37, guys.
Right, talking about the father's not needed, the father's not important. He just a sperm giver and all that shit. No.
The father is mentioned quite often in the Bible too, as far as the discipline and as far as the raising. You know what I mean? And honestly, they love to touch on that verse. The favorite verse that they do, the favorite verse that they love is did I bring it here with me? I know I should have brought that one because that's their favorite one. But everybody know it. Honor thy father and thy mother. You know what I mean? That verse is the most out of taken context verse in the Bible because for one, when you reading and you quoting out of the Bible, guys, you want to have the backstory to the book that you're in. You know what I mean? Because that whole book normally come with a backstory. It's either Apostle Paul writing something to somebody, or you know what I mean, like in Acts where God is telling you about this. So with that verse, God is talking about the teachings of your parent. You know what I mean? That's about teachings. Honor what your parent teach you so that when you get older, you can have some type of knowledge, because it's about knowledge. God is assuming you have teaching parents, assuming your parents is teaching you something that you can go on. Nowadays, we don't have the parents teaching anything, and they don't touch on those verses though, because there's verses in there that tell you about those type of parents too. But you see, the majority of the single moms, they're gonna run to that verse and just quote that. You know what I mean? They're not.
Oh well, you already know. Again, that's the feminists with the dumbass ideology and these simple forces that go along with it. And just like Rob said, he said churches are scam these days to feed the baby mama kids what they want to hear. And yeah, that's why in this day and age you got female ministers and female prophets and all that. Ain't supposed to be none of that. That's not in the book. They don't have no female. It's supposed to be man. But in this society, they say that's the right way to go. To me, that's nothing but a feminist church. That's a feminist pastor. That you was flexing your authority. You was a Lil. You're a Lil. You trying to flex your muscle, be just like man, and you think that you supposed to be worshipped. You see what I'm saying? And again, I wish I could have Denzel to speak for Malcolm X, because this shit right here, a lot of these dudes did not realize that this shit go far back in the beginning of time. It ain't just started in the 1900s. It ain't just started slavery. This shit started a long time ago in the beginning of time. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And that's why these preachers worship these black women and these Al-Karens and everything, because them are the ones who gonna pay what they weigh and hear the false bullshit. See, man, that's why a lot of men don't go. Men and young people do not go to them churches. Because they
don't kick it like how we kicking it, Mr. Palmer.
No.
They went to church Sunday, they done filled them offerings up, and in this little 1 hour, then got this much spiritual information. Mr. Palmer, when you get a chance, hit the I got another verse for you. Psalms 127, 3-5. This is some joint that they need to stop running from, and they need to teach in they little building too.
And before I press that, I see somebody before I press that, and that's a prime example. Like these fake ass niggas on social media that talk that bullshit. They say one thing about don't do this with these women, these type of women, all that, but they won't go so far because they don't want to go against the collection plate. They no different from the motherfuckers these churches. These fake ass civic forces on here, they call themselves teachers and scholars and motherfucking dating coaches and teach you how to get this and get that. And y'all won't go against the code. Y'all go so far. But you won't, because you know the majority of them women that's gonna pay.
Right.
And then you bring them to the same circle that you say you don't want them in. That's why I say you cannot make this shit up.
Can't make this
you cannot make this shit up. These fraud ass niggas. That's why I say these niggas do not have no integrity. That's why I just stay in my lane, fam. That's why I stay in my lane, fam. I just stay in my lane and do me. Go ahead and read this, brother. Brother, tell them what it's about.
Yeah, this is for those single BMTs that love to tell you that I brought you into this world and I'll take you out type shit. You know what I mean? See, that is so anti-Christ-like right there, because only one person can say that, and that's Christ. Or, you know what I mean, the God. The God is the only person that can say that. You see how they make it look like if we only get one mother? They tell you that all the time. You only get one mother. They never say you only get one father. When in actuality, you only
get multiple fathers.
Right. You only get one God. You only get one God. So let's stop trying to make the woman like if she God. You know what I mean?
Right.
We get one God. We get multiple mothers. We get grandmoms. We get godmoms. We get our moms. We get, you know what I mean? We get stepmoms. We get multiple moms. But they constantly push this. But this is what God say about children, having children. BMTs. Behold, children are a heritage from the Lord, the fruit of the womb, a reward. Like arrows in the hand of a warrior are the children of one's youth. Blessed is the man who fills the quiver's with them. He shall not be put to shame when he speaks with his enemy in the gate. You know what I mean? Now that right there attests to us in the fight for our kid, yo. God knew that somewhere down the line, our children is gonna be put against us. You know what I mean? Our children gonna be put against us, guys. So this is just God letting us know that our children is a reward from him. They don't belong to her. They is not her property, no matter how much she think they belong to God. You know what I mean? Her ass belong to God. She just running from him. we all belong to God. You know what I mean? They just choose to run from him. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. You can't make this. You can't make this shit up, man.
You can't make that shit up, man. Nah,
where's
written.
the other video?
Yep. That's one thing I like about the instructions. I know if it's one thing that government Zaddy could go back and just destroy, it'll be that Bible. It'll be that Bible, yo. Because that shit.
Well, we already know that a lot of it's been altered and rearranged and stuff taken out. We know this. That's in all the books, the Quran, everything.
We know that. But it's still so much shit in it that he would love to take. He would love to kill the whole shit. Shit, he would love to kill our whole shit. Hold on, let me get this.
Shout out to Mr. Dukes, man. Mr. Dukes is from he's from the UK, man. Black brother from the UK. And Happy New Year to you, my brother. He also started with me on my Fuck Child Support Instagram before they took it down. You know what I'm saying? For those that don't know, I got my Fuck Child Support too. Building that page up, man. Mr. Dukes been through it with the baby mama terrorists. And he's out there in the UK. So that was saying, man, ain't no man exempt nowhere when it comes to this family court system. And I told y'all the UK is a $48 billion business. It's just a couple of billion away from our $51 billion business in America. So shout out to you, Mr. Dukes. Appreciate you tuning in, man. You put it in there?
Yeah, we ready.
All right.
There appear to be two contradictory accounts of how humanity was created. In the first instance, God is said to have created man and woman simultaneously in verses 126 to 127. However, in Genesis chapter 2, there exists another version of the creation story, which most people are familiar with, where we see God creating Adam first out of dust, and then placing him in the Garden of Eden after having breathed life into him. He tells Adam that he must tend to the garden, but after a while, he realizes that Adam and man in general should not be left in solitude to work. With this in mind, God tries to find a suitable companion for Adam, but after bringing him one of every animal in the world to serve as his companion, none of them appear to be suitable. So God causes Adam to enter a deep sleep, while he is unconscious, he takes one of his ribs and he uses it to fashion a woman, Eve. Adam realizes that Eve is a part of himself, and thus he deems her as a suitable companion. So as you can see, there exist two versions of at least how man was created. More specifically, women though. We can assume that God created man in both cases from dust, even though the verses of 126 and 127 don't specify men were created from dust, but for women, in this case Eve, she was created both from dust and from Adam's rib. But you might ask, how can this be? She can only have been created by one means or another. Ancient rabbis would notice that the conception of Eve has two separate accounts, and that only one can be the real story. Therefore, a solution for this conundrum was devised, where the woman who was made simultaneously with Adam was Adam's first wife, or the first Eve, but that God replaced her because she was not subservient to Adam. It's this woman who would become known as the entity, Lilith. Historians and scholars alike are not certain as to where the character Lilith originated from, although it's believed that much of what we know about her was inspired by Sumerian myths about female vampires known as Lilu, or by Mesopotamian myths surrounding female demons who scoured the night, otherwise known as succubi. But the first time Lilith is mentioned within association with the idea of creation is in the alphabet of Ben Sirach, or Sirach, which is considered to be a satirical Jewish work told by an anonymous writer. Ben Sirach is said to have been the son of the prophet Jeremiah, and explains details of his life, his adventures, and includes some of the tales he spun. It's in this work that we see one of the first glimpses of Lilith in literature. The tale explains that Lilith was Adam's first wife, and that she was created alongside Adam. However, unlike Eve, Adam and Lilith did not coincide, and were not particularly compatible sexually. The text of Ben Sira explains that Adam always assumed the top position during sex, but that Lilith wanted this position for herself. Essentially, Lilith aspired to be dominant during sex, and it's implicated that Lilith wanted to be seen as Adam's equal. But Adam didn't want for this, and so, like most of the women in my life, Lilith packed her stuff and flew away. In the text of Ben Sira, Lilith actually utters the name of God, which in Jewish tradition is something sacred and shouldn't be spoken. After this, she leaves the Garden of Eden, much to Adam's dismay. Adam turns to God to explain to him what had happened, and it appears that God takes Adam's side. Whether God was angry at Lilith for uttering his name, or angry at her for not assuming the subservient role under Adam, is not known. But God is so insulted that he actually sends 3 angels to hunt down Lilith and drag her back, against her will if need be. But when the angels found Lilith by the Red Sea, she would not return with them, and despite their orders from God, Lilith remained defiant. At this stalemate, it's Lilith who proposes a deal with the angels.
See how crafty she is, Mr. Palmer? You see how this one go more into depth about the actual incident between the angels, and you see how crafty she was and how simpish the angels that went after her, they disobeyed God too.
That's crazy. Go ahead. I'm gonna mute the mic. I was saying, go ahead. I'm gonna mute the mic. Word class, so there don't be no echo.
Assumes the role as a killer of children and men. In this section, Lilith promises that she will not harm any boy. At this stalemate, it's Lilith who proposes a deal with the angels, where she suddenly assumes the role as a killer of children and men. In this section, Lilith promises that she will not harm any boy or man if they are protected by an amulet that has the name of the 3 angels who chase.
Now, guys, y'all see how nowadays this whole Will Smith joint, what it's showing us? It's showing that it's always going to be simp enforcers guarding the matriarch. It's always going to be simp enforcers guarding the program that God is against. You know what I mean, guys? Clearly, there are men, and the majority of men that's out there is guarding and protecting the matriarch. They're protecting this woman is the God shit. They protecting this joint. When God said it's man, woman, and child, a woman not supposed to lead no man. God clearly states that. You know what I mean? But obviously we have guys that believe other words.
Didn't the narrator just say that this baby mama Terrace was the killer of man and children?
Yep.
I want y'all to hear that again, guys, where the narrator said that this baby mama Terrace was the killer of man and children.
If I told you that there is a tried and true method that would help you land a TEDx talk in the next...
That's what these baby mama Terrace doing now. They destroying men such as you, trying to fuck up your foundation and your livelihood and get you locked up, get you to commit suicide or go to jail for homicide, and destroying our children. This is why the majority of these women who have custody of our kids are the most abusive. They're the most neglectful. They allow some other simple force to abuse them and everything else. If this don't show you that this shit been going on for a long time and what these fake ass feminists are, I don't know what is. This right there. I want you to hear it again where he said that she was a killer of men and children.
And despite their orders from God, Lilith remained defiant. At this stalemate, it's Lilith who proposes a deal with the angels, where she suddenly assumes the role as a killer of children and men. In this section, Lilith promises that she will not harm any boy or man if they are protected by an amulet that has the name of the 3 angels who chased her inscribed on it.
Now, guys, it's my assumption that they're talking about the alphabet cities. Y'all put y'all education, y'all put y'all knowledge, the knowledge that y'all gain from what we just put, the information we just displayed. Y'all put y'all knowledge and what's going on in current events today Y'all put y'all knowledge to it. Who you think they talking about?
In some interpretations, it's understood that God created Lilith as an evil entity from the beginning, for reasons we just don't know. In these versions, Lilith was made to kill children when they were born, all the way up until the 8th day of their existence. Female babies were to have had a longer window, in that they could be affected by Lilith by up to 12 days. The angels who had chased her down, though, were relentless, and would not leave her alone until she finally came to the deal that she would not harm anyone if they wore an amulet displaying their names. Once this deal was struck, the angels left her alone. It's also interpreted that Lilith became a demon after leaving the Garden of Eden, and that she established her own purpose to produce more of her demon offspring. When the angels learned of this, they were more willing to accept her deal, so long as one of her demon offsprings were killed every day, thus automatically reducing the potential evil in the world without them actually having to do anything.
Every day, guys, we got somebody killing their daughters, somebody killing each other. Like every day, we just got so many little kids dying. You know what I mean? It was all written, guys. Like this was all written.
In later legends, Lilith is said to appear as a beautiful woman, whose only intention is to seduce men so that she may spawn demon children. She is also said to rape men in their sleep. In more modern times, the concept of Lilith has been hijacked by feminist movements.
See, guys, and y'all gotta look at that as hypothetically speaking. In your sleep, that's your dreams. You know, it's the girl of your dreams. Your Lilith gonna be the girl of your dreams. That's why I tell you guys, make yourself a value and date down. You know what I mean? Date the woman that's gonna appreciate what you do for her, bro. Y'all know how I do over here, guys. I don't kick that bullshit, guys. I'm telling y'all what y'all gotta do. Guys, you gotta make yourself a value and date down, bro. Date a woman that appreciate what you do for her. Date the woman that like you. But see, nah, y'all don't want to do that. Y'all want to sit there and make deals with the Lilith woman, the woman of your dreams. You know what I mean? Unhook from the porno. You know what I mean? Stop trying to match your wife with the bitches you see when you watching porn. You know what I mean? That don't even sound right. You don't even want a wife like that. You don't even want to put that wife title on a bitch like that. So, you know what I mean? That's where it starts, guys. You know what I mean? Like the people that like you.
As a way to reflect their own emancipation from their male counterparts. From the define of societal expectations to the rejection of both Adam and God, Lilith serves as an inspiration to this movement. As far as the Bible goes, though, as this is a biblical stories explained series, Lilith appears only once, in Isaiah 34:14, which refers to a demoness of the night. It comes about when Isaiah is explaining God's judgment, and what the landscape of Edom will come to look like in the time of the final days, after the harassment of Israel and God's people. Isaiah is quite vivid in his description, where in some translations he states, "Wildcats shall meet with hyenas, goat demons shall call to each other. There too Lilith shall repose, and find a place to rest." But what does Isaiah mean by this? Well, it's likely that in this translation, Isaiah is referring or borrowing from Jewish folklore about the night demoness who prowls the night, hunting men.
This game, you're not ready.
The use of Lilith in this passage aims to convey just how much destruction the people of Edom will suffer at the hands of God, that they will be plagued upon by wildcats, goat demons, and finally Lilith herself. The inclusion of Lilith in this sinister-sounding coupling only exemplifies her malevolence, as she stands on the same level as ferocious beasts, and is even mentioned last as if to illustrate just how odious of a creature she actually is. Some might say that Isaiah is indeed actually referring to Lilith, the first woman, as told in the ancient Jewish story of Ben-Sira, and that it is her who is returning to contribute to the calamity of Edom. Other translations of the Bible, however, omit Lilith entirely, and she is referred to simply as a screeching night owl. Another interesting account implies that Lilith actually returns to the Garden of Eden for revenge against Adam in the guise of the serpent. Understanding that Adam is her equal, she cannot exact revenge against him without first implementing a devious plan. While Adam is her equal, Eve is deemed as lesser, given that she was created after Lilith and made subservient by God so as to appease Adam. So Lilith manipulates Eve and tricks her into eating the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge. What's quite interesting about this idea is that it is actually corroborated by Renaissance artwork called The Fall of Man, in which the serpent is depicted not as a serpent at all, but instead by a female. Later artists such as Michelangelo also follow this idea and paint the role of the serpent not as a snake, but as a woman. Modern archaeological excavations have since uncovered an abundance of amulets, all of which date back thousands of years. These amulets, like I mentioned earlier, are inspired by the Jewish tale of Sirah, where Lilith declares that only the amulets bearing the names of the angels who chase her can be used as a defense against her. It seems that the use of these amulets has been taken quite literally, and there are sections in Jerusalem today that will sell these amulets to those who are seeking defense against the wandering demonic entity that is Lilith. As always, guys, if you've enjoyed.
Run ads? This AI tracking script will increase your ad ROI by 20 to 30%. I literally guarantee it.
That's it. That's it right there, man. I shake my head. I just shake my head. Sometimes it makes me wonder, did God make woman for a curse? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because Lilith was already
what it is, Mr. Palmer?
The devil. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
What it was, we gotta understand. A lot of us don't like to come to it, but we started this bullshit, yo, man. Because when he made Lucifer, right? Lucifer hurt his heart. The fact that Lucifer backstabbed him, that was his greatest creation up until he created this shit. You know what I mean? His greatest creation was Lucifer. He gave that man everything. So for that man to sit there and get prideful because he told him he was going to make Adam, and then that man go backstab him and want to be him, think he better than him, that's that pride shit. That's that foolish pride and ego shit that a lot of dudes be running. A lot of dudes be running off that. You know what I mean? And that's our downfall, yo. That's our downfall. So, you know what I mean? I think he created women to be our weakness so that we would never ever try to do that shit to him. You know what I mean? If we focused and worrying about loving a woman, we ain't gotta be worried about trying to be the next God. No man would try to take over and be God. Because, you know what I mean? Honestly, it's us against the nigga that tried to be God. You know what I mean? Lilith, Satan, and these false prophets, they make up the unholy Trinity, guys. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
If it's anything, if you're gonna pick a side, guys, know that you're gonna pick a side. You're gonna pick good over evil. You're gonna pick the good side. Be on the good side, guys. You know what I mean? God don't ask us to do nothing other than put ourselves first. You know what I mean? We running around here trying to figure this thing out. We try to oversmart ourselves. We try to, you know what I mean, complicate common sense when all God asked us to do was not praise no coochie, put ourselves first. You know what I mean? We carved in the same image after him. He carved us in the image after him. So be him. That man roamed this earth and did what he wanted to do. He was alpha. So he asked us to be alpha. Become alpha. You know what I mean? Create, build. If you're going to go with the family route, if you think you got it to build a family, then link with a good woman and build a family. If not, if you're going to go your own way, go your own way. But create, be building, be adding, be helping your brothers. You know what I mean? And that's all he asks us to do. You know what I mean? Follow 10 easy-ass commandments, which for the most part people do. But it's the covet that get people caught up. It's that covet You know what I mean? You be surprised how much stuff you covet on the daily. And he said, don't do that. You know what I mean? But other than that, it ain't hard. But people complicate it and people frown upon it. And yet they don't win. You know what I mean? Every time they have something in their hand, they get blown away. They roller coaster living. 1 minute is good, 1 minute is bad, and then they run with this motherfucking victimization shit of, oh, life is not always going to be roses. Yeah, true, but it's not going to be roller coaster either. You know what I mean? You got to get right. You got to get right, guys. Y'all got to come to some spiritual knowledge, guys. Y'all already know. Y'all already know.
I want to give a shout out to Hologram for the $2 donation. She said they're in a rap as well. Lil Kim, Lil Wayne, etc. Yeah, they are. They are. A lot of them are devil worshippers, man.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them are devils.
Definitely. Those are the antichrist, guys. You gotta understand what the antichrist was gonna set out to do. The antichrist appeared, that is helping us. You know what I mean? And then before you know it, it turns on us, and then they try to take the seat and the role of God, and they want us to worship them. And this is what happened with the music. You know what I mean? The music has definitely got us worshiping motherfuckers that we shouldn't be worshiping. The music single-handedly destroyed our community. You know what I mean? We thought C. Dolores Tucker and motherfucking Bill O'Reilly was hating on us back in them days. They just was foreseeing. They knew what was going to happen. Now look. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. 100%, man. This is definitely was very interesting to talk about this Lilith. I call it Lilith. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. Shit. But even like I said, a lot of the stuff that we endure, what we seen, has been going on since the beginning of the time. This ain't something that just started, man. It might be a different name, a different title, but it's all one of the same. It's like it repeats itself. It's like it's repeating itself.
This groundbreaking teeth cleaner is disrupting the dental industry. This brand new teeth cleaning invention is taking over the dental care market.
You know, Celine says the Bible says the wicked walk on every side when the vilest men are exalted, and that's what I see today. I have to agree with you. You know, that's what I'm saying, man. See, this is why I tell men we definitely have to keep our veins cold. We have to see it for what it is. And again, anybody's telling you they feminist, or even if they ain't got to say it, your action shows. They just say I'm not feminist. They action shows. You leave them alone. Them ain't nothing but some devil worshippers, them evil doers. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll tell you anything.
It's crazy you just said the word evil doers, because this is the actual verse that he told us about single mothers messing with BMTs. Proverbs 17:1, guys. He says, better is a dry morsel with quiet. So he said it's better to be thirsty as hell, but quiet, than a house full of feasting with strife. A servant who deals wisely will rule over a son who acts shameful, and will share the inheritance as one of the brothers. The crucible is for silver, and the furnace is for gold. And Lord tests hearts. An evildoer listens to wicked lips, and a liar gives ear to the mischievous tongue. Whoever mocks the poor insults his maker. He who is glad at calamity will not go unpunished. And that right there is the verse. When you type in, what does the Bible say about alienated dads? That verse right here is going to pop up, guys, when you go to Google and you type it in. Because, you know what I mean? So to break that down, when he says, you know what I mean? He know that these women is going to listen to wicked people and, you know what I mean, lie, and the kids might lie on you, and, you know what I mean? But don't feel mocked, guys, because those people, they might mock you now. She might be mocking you now, but in the end, her ass going to be grass, guys. They not winning, guys. They not going to win.
It's temporary.
Temporary, everything.
I want to give a shout out to XL Pro for the $5 Cash App. He says, dropping jewels today. Appreciate you, my brother. You know, real. But yeah, bro. Shit. So let me ask you this. What's your take on the feminist ideology that's going on now, and what we just heard today when it comes to this Lilith, strong and independent and not gonna submit, not gonna worship man? What's your take from listening to what went on back in the beginning of time and what's going on today in feminism?
Yeah, it's floor. It's just mind-boggling that it's that related. It's absolutely identical. It's the exact same ideologies from this ever right here. It's the same thing, the exact same thing. You heard it. It said she, and then you see she uses her beauty. You see how they get all dolled up and they put this act on. That's not who they really are. These women be some of the most horriblest looking people, but they get to call the shots nowadays. And you see another thing, guys. If you notice, guys, it was a part in there where they showed this woman, right? And she was part donkey, which is real close and spookily related to this whole democratic shit. Because ain't the democratic symbol like a donkey or something?
Yep.
Yeah. See, so it's just mind-boggling, yo. It's mind-boggling to me, man. How closely similar it is. Like I said again, Mr. Palmer, that the apple, right, is feminism. So this is why we gotta identify the Eves before they take a bite of the apple. That's how I play the game. That's how I would play the game. You know what I mean? You gotta find the Eve before she take a bite of the apple. Because best believe every day, every hour, every minute, there's a Lilith trying to sell an Eve on biting this apple. And the apple is all of the feminism ideology.
And this is why I say focus on yourselves, man. Change the laws of your mind and keep your veins cold. Focus on you and yours first. You get you an Eve later. You know what I'm saying? You don't need no second go around with a Lilith, baby mama terrorist, and trying to set you up for failure and use your other child as a pawn and get everybody to turn on you and lie on you and stain your name and everything else. This is why I say change the laws of your mind. Get yourself in order. Fix yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, and also emotionally. Take care of you and yours first. Because these motherfuckers ain't nothing but some 007 agents.
Yep.
With witchcraft.
Do for self, guys. Do for self. Everything you heard Mr. Palmer been telling you guys, we seen all the characters play out. We saw the Lilith, the BMT. We saw the simple force of angels. We see, so you see that, guys. There's guys out here that's gonna allow her space to do her damage. That's what we see. You know what I mean? We seen every character that we talk about today, guys. So it's no cap. And I mean, Mr. Palmer put it in an entertaining, intellectual way. But take heed to what he say, guys. Take heed to what he say. You know what I mean? He ain't even, like I told you, the prophet, the real prophet, is gonna come in a form that you ain't used to. It ain't gonna be what the world say you supposed to look for. You know what I mean? No offense to anybody that wear church shoes. He might not come with church shoes and a church hat. You know what I mean? He might come with a hoodie. He might come with shades on. You know what I mean? But you're gonna know when you're in the presence of somebody that's telling you some real spill, some real knowledge, guys. You know what I mean? And it's really truly God work. It's God work. You know what I mean? Like I tell you, we don't ask to do this. Like, to take time out of our day. Shit, we could be in the club right now talking about that ass though, right? But we sacrifice that to help. And those are the people that's winning. Those are the people that's winning. You know what I mean? When you type, what does the Bible say about winning? That verse gonna pop up. You know what I mean? he who accept God, then teach everybody else how to be righteous is winning. You know what I mean? If you're not helping nobody, you ain't winning. Let's be real.
100%, man. I want to give a shout out to David, man. Case, and he said, "What's good, Mr. Palmer?" He said, "I would say that this is a refined version of the same concept. Nothing new under the sun. Like you said, change the laws of your mind." That's 100% facts. 100% facts. You
100%.
know, 100%. And like I said, man, I just want to see y'all get yourselves in order. A lot of y'all are in order. I just want y'all to continue to be in order. I want y'all to stay on the path that you're going. Don't let nobody turn around and make you do the spin a Rooney and switch up and change up and stop what you're doing and cut back because bitch trying to tickle your chin and give you some false ass hope and all that shit. Don't fall for it. Some goof ass simp try to send you off and say, man, that ain't the way to go, and try to use peer pressure and manipulation. Ain't nothing but manipulation. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Wise Motivation says the donkey came from Andrew Jackson being called a jackass. He is a jackass. Shit. Man. But hey, this was a good dialogue. This was definitely a good dialogue. Tell them how they can subscribe to you, where to find you at. You know what I'm saying? You all over social media.
Yeah, guys. Y'all know my Facebook is Mr.Goodbread Scott. Mr.Goodbread Scott is my Facebook. That's where I'm most active at. You know what I mean? I really be in the field doing work out there. You know what I mean? No hiding, no nothing. I talk my shit over there. Instagram, I got the memes going. Salute to my guy, Mr. Approach. You know what I mean? I work close with him. He kind of run my Instagram, guys. So don't be talking to yourself in my inbox. You know what I mean? I really don't get a chance to see those inboxes on the Instagram. You know what I mean? Instagram is Mr.Goodbread _show. You know what I mean? And y'all know the channel, guys. That's Mr. and Mrs. Goodbread. You know what I mean? Mrs. Goodbread is gonna be, she's actually working on a whole different show for the channel. You know what I mean? So you don't see her as much on the Mr. and Mrs. Goodbread show, but she's in the library. Tons of videos with me and her there. And you know what I mean, guys, we're gonna go live tonight, probably around 10 o'clock. And I'm gonna be talking about the actual mind control, why they use the single baby moms as the antichrist to get us to spend our money and to keep driving up their cost. You know what I mean? And we're gonna touch on some stats. I'm gonna bring some statistics out, you know what I mean? And shit, you know, Mr. Palmer, he kind of touched on a lot of the statistics on a couple of his shows before, but I'm gonna really go in depth with what the Bible say about these statistics and, you know what I mean, what they trying to do to us. Cause it's definitely it's a biblical war, guys. It's a biblical war. And red pill is the Bible. You know what I mean? If you really truly red pill, then you know what the Bible is trying to tell you. You know what you know. You know the story. You know what it is. You know about going from Adam to Abraham, guys. That's what it's about. It's about going from Adam to Abraham. And you know why Abraham and the other characters that's alpha in that Bible are so special? Is because they accepted that they can't do it by themselves and that they need the Creator's help. And they need to give everything to the Creator. And then they ain't questioning shit. You know what I mean? They seeing it through. They living in their truth. You know what I mean, guys? And you ain't got to go to church for that. Trust and believe. You don't got to go to church. You can set up shop in your own house. Create church in your own house and get right with your God.
Hey, MPI says, shout out to him for the $2 donation. He said baby showers are the new weddings.
Yo, that's baby showers are the funeral for the relationship. That's the relationship funeral. Once you get the baby shower, you know it's over. It's over.
My son, keep my words and treasure up my commandments with you. Keep my commandments and live. Keep my teaching as the apple of your eye. Bind them on your fingers, write them on the tablet of your heart. Say to wisdom, you are my sister, and call insight your intimate friend to keep you from the forbidden woman from the adulteress with her smooth words. For at the window of my house I have looked out through my lattice, and I have seen among the simple, I have perceived among the youths, a young man lacking sense, passing along the street near her corner, taking the road to her house in the twilight and the evening, at the time of night and darkness. And behold, the woman meets him, dressed as a prostitute, wily of heart. She is loud and wayward, her feet do not stay at home. Now in the street, now in the market, and at every corner she lies in wait. She seizes him and kisses him, and with bold face she says to him, I had to offer sacrifices, and today I have paid my vows. So now I have come out to meet you, to seek you eagerly, and I have found you. I have spread my couch with coverings, colored linens from Egyptian linen. I have perfumed my bed with myrrh, aloes, and cinnamon. Come, let us take our fill of love till morning. Let us delight ourselves with love. For my husband is not at home. He is gone on a long journey. He took a bag of money with him. At full moon he will come home. With much seductive speech she persuades him. With her smooth talk she compels him. All at once he follows her, as an ox goes to the slaughter, or as a stag is caught fast till an arrow pierces its liver, as a bird rushes into a snare. He does not know that it will cost him his life. And now, O sons, listen to me, and be attentive to the words of my mouth. Let not your heart turn aside to her ways. Do not stray into her paths, for many a victim has she laid low, and all her slain are a mighty throng. Her house is the way to Sheol, going down to the chambers of death.